Welcome back. This is lesson number 11, a practical method to love yourself even more. You know, this idea of loving ourselves is going to be continually studied throughout all of the 52. But there are so many different ways that we can learn about it that I've spread them out so that we can share them over time, and maybe it will allow you to have an even greater depth of understanding about loving yourself. I want to quote something from St. Augustine. The measure of love is to love without measure. Without measure. We're not measuring anything. Love, this is the big love. This is the transcendent love we're talking about. Not some little level of love that's like some Hollywood movie or something. This is really the big love. In fact, it is the most important thing that exists in the world. So, I promised you a practical method. And by the way, I want to, if I haven't defined this before, I want to make sure that you understand that when I talk about love, I say love equals God, God equals love. So if I happen to use the phrase God, I'm talking about love, always talking about love. So what I'm going to teach you is something that I learned some years ago when I studied with Dr. Henry Grayson. He is a psychologist, clinical psychologist, and he has a tremendous history of so many different methods and disciplines. And I was a student of his for a long time. And we learned to do something called the heart massage. He calls it the thymus rub. And this was something that we could learn to do to diffuse away negative energy, negative ideas, to heal ourselves even. And so this is how it's done. I'm going to move my scarf out of the way. And we take the palm of our hand, lots of energy centers on the palm of our hands, and you can do this yourself. And we make this circular motion right over the heart center, the heart chakra. And this is where the thymus gland is also. So this triggers immune response, and it's very, very healthy and beneficial. People often ask, what direction do we go? So I'm looking down, my hand is going clockwise as I look down. This would be 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, in this motion. And what we do is we repeat over and over again a phrase. I deeply love and accept myself, even though I am sometimes angry. Now let me explain to you what this is about. We oftentimes have issues that are troubling to us, or we have negative feelings. So let's say for a moment that you became angry with someone and you wanted to clear that anger. You wanted to be able to allow yourself to feel acceptance and love, both of which are very important. Understand that when you say, I deeply love and accept myself, even though or even if there is something negative that follows it, something that you have experienced in your life or something that you would like to have cleared, purified, you already have said, I deeply love and accept myself, even though or even if. So it would be like this. Let's say that you said something angry to someone, or you've had a long-standing anger with someone. You say, I deeply love and accept myself, even though I spoke words of anger that I wish I hadn't. I deeply love and accept myself, even though I'm ashamed of myself for having said those words. I deeply love and accept myself, even if I wanted that person to disappear. You exhaust every single emotion or feeling that you have in this regard. And then, when you're finished and you have no more to say, you say, I deeply love and accept myself under all circumstances. Now, here's what happens. When you do this, and I have a lot of experience with this because many people come and work with me, particularly privately, to diffuse traumas, to let go of energies that have been negative in their lives. And what happens when we do this privately is I muscle test, and we see what level they are at in terms of the anger or the trauma or whatever it may be. And the highest level we have is a 10. And we muscle test after they do this practice. And usually what happens is the level goes down. Muscle testing is a way to tell the truth. And what happens is the level goes down. And in private practice, we do this to bring it down to a 0 so that we can then see that we can love ourselves and clear that negative energy away. But you can do this yourself. So many of my students do this on a regular basis. And when they feel that something is negative that's going on, they go straight to the heart massage and they can feel themselves becoming lighter and clearer and freed of that negative emotion. So this is a practical method that you could use. You know, you're massaging the heart center already, which is the place of love that we experience. And, you know, I want to say something else about this, because this method is so powerful that even when people are deeply depressed, you know, it's possible to be so depressed that you think that you have fallen into a chasm and that you will never be released from it. That depth can be released by using this heart massage. I'm not saying it will happen overnight, but I can speak about this with some authority because I myself have faced depression in my life. And I have been in that place I just described. And I can tell you, you don't have to stay there. There are ways to be freed from it. One of the ways is to deeply love and accept yourself under all circumstances. And you can do that. So this is another way to learn to love yourself and to repeat to yourself the affirmation, I deeply love, or I love myself completely now. And I hope you do. And I hope that if you are not feeling that at this moment, that you will know that you can feel that. We can all feel that. And so I send my love to you. And I hope you'll let me know how this works for you. Much love to you and all blessings. See you next week. Thank you.